My commentary on Max's video. YouTube will decide what content you watch Max Bauer. And then after I do that, I'll go through some of the comments. Okay.
I'm going to attempt to make it through this article. I want to show you really how YouTube is effectively kind of taking over the internet. There aren't very many other places for people to go. YouTube is obviously number one at the moment. Also, places like PayPal. It shows, kind of how their algorithm goes. I'm been under the weather for a couple of
They
days, so
just
I'm not
want to
going to do a live
censor
stream
people.
Tuesday, even
That's
if I
what
feel better by then, because I wouldn't have had time to put anything together or do anything.
Right? People are allowed to say what they believe. If flat earthers want to make videos, they should be able to. And I believe in free speech. Right?
Research for it. So that's how that is. I talked to Jason in Australia. I'll probably bump over to his channel at some point, and he wanted to do a live stream. I might do something like that. I don't know.
An open one.
So what are we talking about? I've mentioned this in several times where even though I'm gaining subscribers, my views have been cut in half over the last year, maybe 2 years. And I must have gotten put into some category that they don't let me show up in search engines. So I'm probably only getting subscribers and views by people who are already subscribed, or guys like Ed who post links and stuff like that. And I knew something was going on with YouTube, but because it's not my main source of income, I'm like, fine, if that's the way it goes, that's the way it goes. So what is this article about? YouTube demotes flat earthers and conspiracy theorists. Now, for anyone who doesn't know, Alex Jones used to be on YouTube. He used to be
That's
on
right.
Apple Podcasting, and he used to be on something else. And in the same day, they all kicked him off.
Even
Alex Jones
Facebook,
is just an
everything.
entertainer.
They
Right,
got
with
rid
some
of him
users.
on all
I don't think Alex Jones
platforms.
cared because he has his own network and his own platform, but they don't like something you say and they just turn your stuff on, and there's nothing you can really do about it because all these companies are in cahoots: PayPal, YouTube, and Patreon. They're all kind of sitting in Silicon Valley, kind of all wheeling and dealing together. First, we're going to talk. I'll just go read through it.
What I want to say is, if every single person on YouTube decided to delete their accounts and there were no YouTube users at all anymore, YouTube wouldn't have a product.
YouTube said Friday it will stop recommending specious videos such as those claiming the Earth is flat or promoting bogus theories about September 11, 2001. Why? Talk about controlling speech.
I don't like it. I
what if they
support
decide,
free speech.
they probably already turned off all religious channels. But who cares if your channel is all about the flat Earth? Who cares? Just don't go to the channel.
That's right.
The global video streaming service planned to modify its viewing recommendation system gradually, starting in the United States and later expanding to other countries. Yeah, they kicked me out of other countries. I don't show up anywhere in there. I'm just in U.S. and Canada.
But
Google owned YouTube.
But I'm in Australia and I get your videos. So, that's just the way it is.
Alphabet Holding, isn't that funny? The Alphabet Corporation said it is scrutinized how to reduce the spread of content that comes close but doesn't quite seem to cross the line for violating its community guidelines. So they're admitting there is nothing against the terms of service at all with these channels being up there. Nothing. So what they do is they just don't let it show up in search. You're going to search flat Earth, what are you going to get? To that end, we'll begin reducing recommendations of borderline content. Who decides what borderline content is? And the content that could misinform users in harmful ways, YouTube said in a blog post. Who thinks it's not violating terms of service? This is fascism or something. I don't know what to call it. Where you're deciding what sort of content is going to be on there, such as videos promoting a phony miracle cure for illness illness. Well, that's borderline breaking the law, so I can see just removing those. But claiming the Earth is flat, what's wrong with that? Or making blatantly false claims about historic events like 9/11, because they want to control the narrative.
That's right.
YouTube estimated the change would affect less than 1% of the content of the service, but would improve the experience for users. So you search flat Earth and nothing really comes up in the YouTube search. That's improving my experience. I know, yeah. Videos deemed to be just shy of violating the community guidelines will remain accessible and come up in search results. They just won't be suggested as worth watching, according to YouTube. What a bunch of punks. They did the same thing a couple of years ago when all of a sudden I was, I used to be in every country, and when I had like 2,000 subscribers, I think for every month, for every month, people watched a year's worth of content. Is what it used to be. It's nothing like that anymore. It's about half. Ridiculous. That's what they did to me. We think this change strikes a balance between maintaining a platform for free speech and living up to our responsibility to users. What responsibility to users do you have? But they call it a platform for free speech. No, it's not. Both human review and machine learning will be used to train the recommendation system on questionable videos. YouTube routinely updates these features, such as the recommendation engine, several years ago. The only thing you're going to be able to watch on YouTube now is people playing video games, apparently. Go watch PewDiePie. It modified the system to downplay videos with misleading descriptions intended to bait people into clicking, such as, "You won't believe what happens next." In the last year alone, we've made hundreds of changes to improve the quality of recommendations for the users on YouTube, the California-based group said. So there you have it. I'll probably show up and one day I won't be able to access my channel. It'll probably still be sitting there, but they'll just decide to turn off my ability to do anything on it. That's happened to a lot of people that I am aware of, which is why a lot of people have secondary accounts. My Patreon will probably get shut down too, because Patreon, according to their terms of service, you can't violate that on Patreon. But there's this guy called Sargon of Akkad who runs a channel. He's kind of an atheist and kind of a political discussion sort of guy.
Right.
And he does some other entertainment stuff. He said something on somebody else's live stream, and it wasn't on Patreon at all. It was on somebody else's channel, and it was just some political thing that he said, kind of off the cuff, and somebody reported it to Patreon, and Patreon deleted his channel. Even though this live stream wasn't on his channel, Patreon basically wiped his channel out. And he had like 3,500 subscribers on Patreon, according to him. So even though he didn't violate the terms of service, they can just wipe out your channel, and what are you going to do about it? You're going to go sue Google? But this is what we're dealing with, and it's just going to get worse and worse.
That's right.
As time goes on. It's already, for the last couple of years been going on, but they want to clamp down and put their own political ideology as far as what YouTube is going to do. And that's what happens when companies get too big.
Exactly.
Is they start injecting political ideology and censoring people for what they want people and pushing the narrative to what they want to do. So that's what's going on. I managed to make it all the way through without coughing. With that, we're going to be out of here.
Right. Now we'll go to some of the comments. Right. I have an Adblock Plus. Yep, Adblock Plus, and so that's there, that's That's right, freedom of speech is slipping away. That's true. That's true. Our freedom of speech. Yep. Right. So there the comments. Now, the problem with doing videos on other places like Daily Motion is on Daily Motion you can upload videos up to 60 minutes and no more than 2 hours of videos per 24 hours. Because I have 2 accounts on Daily Motions, and so when I upload things in private, I can upload 4 half-an-hour episodes of The Bill per day, and that's it. Where on YouTube you can make as many videos as you like a day. I've got my my phone. I've verified my accounts, or some of my accounts, right, that I can post more than 15-minute videos, longer than 15-minute videos on YouTube. Yeah, and I can make as many videos I want a day, right? There's no limit where on Daily Motion there is. Okay, thank you.